Hi guys, I hope you are all doing well. Let's see today's question. So today's question we are taking this up from the topic of conics, and particularly from this topic we are understanding the question on the concept of ellipse. So if I talk about the question which is given to us here from this topic, the question tells us if point P, which is 2 root 3 over root 7, comma 6 over root 7, then other point Q, R, S are the 4 points on the ellipse which is given to us as 9x square plus 4y square equals 36. Further, the question tells us let PQ and RS be mutually perpendicular and pass through the origin. So this PQ and RS should be perpendicular to each other and they should pass through origin. And further question tells us 1 over PQ square plus 1 over RS square is equal to P over Q, where P and Q are coprime. So further the question tells us to find the value of P plus Q. So we have been asked to find the value of P plus Q. So if I talk about the answer choices that we have been given here, the options are the first being 143. The second answer choice we have been given is 147. The third 137 and the fourth answer choice is 157. So we need to figure out which one of the answer choices is the correct answer for the question that is given to us here. So let's try to solve this question further. So if I write the equation of ellipse that is given to me here, 9x square plus 4y square equals to 36. I'll divide throughout by 36. So once I divide throughout by 36, 36 by 36 is 1. 9x square over 36, which is x square over 4. 4 over 36, which is y square over 9. So I get x square over 4 plus y square over 9 equals 1. So if I compare that with my standard equation of ellipse, which is x square over a square, y square over b square equals 1. From here I get a square is 4, b square is 9. So I get a is 2, b is 3. So once I get that idea, I understand that my ellipse which is given to me here, it is basically centered at the origin and it has its semi-major axis which is along the y-axis, because if I see b is greater than a, so my ellipse would be something like this. So this semi-major axis, this is of 3 units and semi-minor axis is of 2 units, because we have got b here 0 comma b, which is 0 comma 2 and 0 comma 0 comma 3 and 0 comma minus 3, and this becomes 2 comma 0 and minus 2 comma 0. So this is how my ellipse looks like. Now once I have the form of my ellipse, the question further tells me PQRS are the points which lie on the ellipse. So when they lie on the ellipse, they will satisfy this equation of ellipse for sure. And we have also been given PQ and RS are mutually perpendicular to each other and pass through the origin. So if I have, let's say, P somewhere here and it's passing through origin, so this basically becomes point Q, this is O. So O is basically the origin point, and let's say this radius is R1. So R1 is the distance between origin and the point P, and let's say this angle which is present is theta. So angle made with respect to positive x-axis is theta. So I get the coordinates of P easily. So P basically makes the coordinates R1 cos theta. So x coordinate is nothing but this. So if I make a right angle triangle, so x coordinate is this, which is cos theta. And if I want the y coordinate here, it basically makes it r1 sine theta. So I have my coordinates of P, r1 cos theta and r1 sine theta. Once I have both of them with me, further if I try to find out first r1 it is nothing but the distance between point P and O. So I can use the distance formula. So r1, it is nothing but distance between O, that is origin, and point P, where P is 2 root 3 over root 7 and the y coordinate is 6 over root 7. So if I use the idea to find the distance between 2 points, x2 minus x1 the whole square, so 2 root 3 over root 7 the whole square, plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, so 6 over root 7 the whole square. So from here I get r1 as square root of 2 root 3 the whole square, so 2 square 4, 4 into 3 12, 12 over 7, this becomes 36 over 7. So from here I basically get this as 48 over 7. And 48 over 7, when I try to split it, it basically makes it 4 times 12 divided by 7. So I get 4 root 12 divided by 7. Or for the square root of 4, it's basically 2. So I'll have 2 root 12 over 7. Or further, I can also split it as 12 as 4 into 3 over 7. So that gives me this 4 also comes out, so becomes 2. So I get 4 root 3 over 7. So 4 root 3 over 7 is also in the root, so it basically becomes root 7. So 4 root 3 over root 7 is the R1, which is nothing but the distance between the points O and P, which is origin and point P. So OP, this distance is 4 root 3 over root 7, which is basically R1. Now let's say we have PQ with us. The question further tells us that PQ and RS are perpendicular to each other. So if PQ and RS are perpendicular to each other, let's say this is RS. So P and R perpendicular to each other means this entire angle, if I talk about theta, it basically becomes 90 plus theta. And this radius is, let's say, R2. So if I talk about the coordinates of x and y, it basically makes it R2 cos of 90 plus theta, R2 sine of 90 plus theta. So cos of 90 plus theta, cos in the second quadrant is negative, and because it's 90 plus the angle, your trigonometric ratio changes to sine. So it becomes negative and sine theta. So minus R2 sine theta, and this becomes sine 90 plus theta, which is cos theta. So we have this coordinates for R. Now, once I have that coordinates for R, if I find out, I don't know the radius R2 because I cannot find it since I don't have the coordinates R. So I have just the coordinates in terms of R2 and theta. For P, I have my coordinates R1 in terms of R1. I know already now it is basically 4 root 3 over root 7. So 4 times root 3 over 7 cos theta and 4 times root 3 over 7 sine theta. So I know the coordinates for P, I know the coordinates for R now. So let's try to solve this further and get the answer for the question. So if I first figure out, I know both the points lie on the ellipse, P and R. So when they lie on the ellipse, they will automatically satisfy this equation of the ellipse. So let's put both of the points one by one in this equation of ellipse and get the equations. So I have for the first one, P is R1 cos theta and R1 sin theta. So if I put that here, I have my ellipse equation as x square over 4 plus y square over 9 equals 1. So if I put x is R1 cos theta, so R1 cos theta the whole square, R1 square cos square theta divided by 4. Here I get R1 square sin square theta divided by 9 equals 1. So further I get from this is R1 square common. I get cos square theta over 4 sin square theta over 9 equals 1. So from here I get cos square theta over 4 plus sin square theta over 9 is equal to 1 over R1 square. And R1 square, I figure out R1, we know it is this. So if I just want to square it, R1 square becomes square of 4, 16, square of root 3 is 3, 16 into 3, 48, square of root 7 is 7. So I get 48 over 7. So it becomes 7 over 48. So I get my first equation, cos square theta divided by 4, sin square theta divided by 9 equals 7 over 40. This is my equation 1. let's talk about the other idea. The other one, I have the same equation for the ellipse, x square over 4 plus y square over 9 equals 1. Here, if I do that again, I have my x and y coordinates. X coordinate is minus r2 sine theta and y coordinate is r2 cos theta. So instead of x, I'll put minus r2 sine theta squared over 4. Y is r2 cos theta squared over 9 equals 1. So if I square it, I get r2 squared sine square theta divided by 4, 2 square cos square theta divided by 9 equals 1. So here if I take r2 square common, I get sine square theta divided by 4, cos square theta divided by 9. R2 square, which is common, I take it on the other side, becomes 1 over r2 square. So I get this equation also. So let's say this is equation 2. So I have both the equations 1 and 2. If I just add both of them, let's see what I get. So adding those equations 1 and 2. So if I add both of them, cos square theta over 4 plus sine square theta over 9 plus the second equation sine square theta over 4 plus cos square theta is equal to 7 over 48 plus 1 over r2. So here I get here from this question cos square theta over 4 plus sine square theta over 4. So 1 over 4 common. You're left with cos square theta plus sine square theta, which is 1. For the other two, 1 over 9 common. Sine square theta plus cos square theta again 1. 7 over 48 as it is. 1 over r2 square is the unknown. So I have only one unknown. So let's figure that out. So 1 over 4 plus 1 over 9, which is 13 over 36 minus 7 over 48 equals 1 over r2 square. Further, if I try to figure out that, I have to basically make the denominator same. So 36, I can write it's basically 6 into 6, or I can write this is 12 into 3 and this is 12 into 4. So I'll multiply this with 4 and this with 3. So from this I get 13 4 times 52, 7 times 321 and 48 times 3 or 36 into 4, which is 1. So from this I further get r2 square 144 divided by 52 minus 21, which is 30. 52 minus 20 is 32 and minus 1, so 30. So I get from here R2 is nothing but square root of 144 divided by 31. Square root of 144, if I try to figure out, it's nothing but 12 over root 30. So I get this value for R2. Now once I have R2 also with me, that is the radius for or distance between O and R. So if I see distance between O and R, now the question further tells me that 1 over PQ square plus 1 over RS square. So let's find PQ and RS. So PQ, if I want to figure out, PQ, if I see in the figure, it's nothing but OP and OQ. OQ is nothing but same as OP, so R1 and R1. So PQ is nothing but double of OP. So double of OP. So 2 times OP. OP is how much? Let's check out. OP was 4 root 3 over root 7. So it becomes 2 times 4 root 3 over root 7. So it basically becomes 8 root 3 over root 7. So if I find PQ squared, it basically makes it 64 into 3 over 7. 4 threes is 12, 6 threes is 18, 192 over 7. That's PQ squared. Next, RS, if I want to figure out, RS, it's nothing but double of OR. So this was R2, so this is also R2. So RS is double of OR, which is double of R2. R2 we just figured out. 2 times 12 over the root 31. It's basically 24 over root 31. So RS square, if I see and solve, 24. 24 squared is how much? We get that as 576 divided by 30. So I have PQ square with me, I have RS square with me. Now let's just put that in the expression. So question tells us B 1 over PQ square plus 1 over RS square is equals to P over Q. So if I try to solve it, 1 over PQ square is 192 over 7. This is 1 over 576 over 31. So from this is equals to P over Q. So if I solve this, I get 7 over 192, 31 over 576 equals P over Q. So if I try to further simplify this idea first, let's try to do that. So I get from here 192 and 576. If I try to further solve it, I get 192. I can split it as, if I divide by 4, I get 4 4s 16 and 32, so 48. Further also I can divide it by 4, so 4 12. And further also I can divide by 4, so 3. So I can basically write it as 64 into 3. And 576 also, if I try to simplify by 4 first, 4 times 14, which is 56, 16, 144, 4 times 3, 24, 36, 4 times 9. So again, I get 3 4, so 64 into 9, I can write this as P over Q. So 64 into 3, basically I can take entire thing common. So if I take that, 1 over 64 into 3 common, I am left with 7 plus 31 over 3, and it's equals to P over Q. So if I solve this, 21 plus 31, 52 divided by 3 into 1 over 64 into 3. So if I'm solving this idea now, I get this cancel to 4 times 13. This cancel 4 times 16. So I get from here 13, 16 into 9 is 144, which is P over Q. So I get from here P is 13 and Q is 144, because the question tells us that P and Q have to be co-prime. Co-prime means there should not be any prime number common between the two of them. So I have P as 13 and Q as 144. Now once I have both of them, the question is further just asking you to find the value of P plus Q. And if I just do that, 13 plus 144, which is 157. So from here, I get the answer to the question, which is 157. And if I see the answer choice that matches here with the option, it is option D. So D becomes the correct answer for the question that is given to us here. I hope you have understood how to solve this type of questions, which deals with the ideas of using the concepts of ellipse. I'll see you again tomorrow with some other question from some other topic. And we are going to continue our series of questions on JEE mains. So stay tuned for more videos to roll out. Also, if you're enjoying these videos that we are doing on everyday basis, please do like the videos as well, and do subscribe to my channel and share this channel with your friends also who are involved in the preparation of questions on JEE, so they can also take the benefit from these questions which we are solving on everyday basis. Thank you.